Hey guys, Dennis here, the founder of Think Hero.
And I'm David Griffin, your resident comic book and video game guru.
And this is our review of Boardwalk Empire Season 4, Episode 9.
Yeah, marriage and hunting. A lot of marriages. Chalky's son's getting married, and of course, Mr. Harrow.
Yeah, that was a great scene with Richard Harrow. Well, first of all, he gets proposed to by his girl,
right.
and it's not the most romantic thing because it's basically out of necessity so that she has a better chance of retaining Tommy, Jimmy's son.
The judge kind of hinted at the end. He's like, so are you married? It's all about marriage and income were the big two factors about,
So I love that Harrow came to Nucky
and
said, I need a job.
He's the best hitman that he could ever have. I mean, he just, talk about the finale last season, he tore that place up.
Yeah, and Nucky needs hitmen. He needs people now because it looks like he's getting dragged into this war with Dr. Narcisse. We saw at the end of last episode with Chalky in that big fight with Don Pernsley, and now Dr. Narcisse, he knows what's up. He knows that Don Pernsley showed up and got killed because he's not a stupid guy, and so he took it out on the singer.
Right, and Narcisse is, I think, kind of seeing that his days might be. He's talking smack about Chalky, saying his days are numbered. Narcisse's days might be numbered as well. I mean, I think that was pretty a desperate move for him to come confront Nucky at his, at Chalky's club anyway, out in public like that. I think he's getting desperate too.
Yeah, and that was a big old, mess of stuff because he wasn't supposed to sit there, and Chalky was going after him, and
that was a great scene. It was just so many elements going on there with the comedian making all the racial jokes, and of course at African American black guy's expense, and at the same time, he's in the middle of all that.
Yeah, and also Chalky being the owner, but Chalky himself is not allowed to sit there.
Yeah, that was great.
And Dr. Narcisse is like, in Nucky's face about it, and now, Nucky's being dragged into this thing because Chalky asked for help, and in the beginning, when Nucky went to talk to Eli, he wasn't, they kind of were like, we don't want to involve ourselves in
Which
this.
I kind of agree. I love Chalky, and I want to see him make it out of this. But, I mean, Chalky did kind of get himself in this a little bit. He shouldn't have been smarter. He shouldn't have been messing around with that girl. And, his head's all just caught up in her. And who knows where she is. I mean, I think he's kind of dug himself a little hole. Granted, Narcisse is playing him and trying to get at him and usurp his power. But I think... I think Chalky's got to take care of business, but he has manpower. Chalky has manpower, so he needs to use it.
Yeah, well, we saw a little preview of next episode. Some, the stuff is good. The shit is going down.
It's going down. Always like the final 3 episodes, it seems everything goes down for sure.
Yeah, and speaking of Eli, there was that little moment in the beginning where Eli wants Nucky to tell him what he already knows about his son, but it's not happening.
Right.
And we, also in the preview, we see that Eli is working with the feds.
Yeah.
That he agreed to something.
Right.
Because he's still talking to him. If he said no, he would have told Nucky. There would have been some sort of plan hatched out. But it seems like.
But you also see that I think Eli's son's going to get more involved too. I mean, we know that from the previous episode that he's going to start slow and build up. So. We'll see how that all's going to work out now. If Eli is supplying information, or is he playing the feds? I mean, who knows what role? I mean, is he going to give in to the feds and betray Nucky again, or I mean, who knows?
Yeah, and then also we had what was going on. A lot of Van Alden / Mueller this episode, getting
he's mad in this one.
Well, because he's just feeling the weight and the burden of his family life, and then obviously all the tension with work, which is
I mean, he's been slapped around he's been slapped around so much, slapped around. You got the guys beating him up from his old work, with the whole iron on the face. You have O'Banion slapping him around. You have Capone and his brother slapping him around. I mean, he's just fed up, and he's like, look, I have killed people.
Yeah.
I drowned my own partner in front of a whole church congregation. It's like, I will kill you. I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah, the real Van Alden's coming out.
Oh, he's bad. Took his wife, said, take off your dress and all that, and he's like, who am I? I mean, he's, that was his, Walter White moment, that was really good.
Yeah, and he's, obviously now O'Banion's dead.
Yep.
didn't quite get if Van Alden hired those guys to kill him.
Right.
It seems like he was surprised by it, so it must have been Capone's like backup plan.
Not trusting him, yeah.
Not thinking that he's going to do it. He got his money anyway.
Yeah, he's going to get that plumbing fixed.
And then we had talked about Harrow and Jillian. We still don't know what Ron Livingston's character, what his plan is, and what he obviously has some sort of alter plan, like a side something. He's angling for something, but we don't know what it is yet. He's too nice of a guy to Jillian. Jillian tells him all this bad stuff about her. Yeah. He's very supportive. We don't know why he's there. There's a different reason.
We have that phone conversation that we see at the end. They catch him, and he's like, "Oh, it's just business down in Memphis." I mean, what's he really talking about? It has to be something related to Nucky and her relationship. I mean, I can't imagine, because she hasn't really done anything that important lately. I mean, that's related to except her connection to all the gangsters over the years and all the mob guys. It has to be something related to that, I would think. I just don't know any other reason why he would stick around so long.
Yeah, and also with the kid Tommy, her grandson, he's important to her. He's important to Half Face, Richard Harrow, and his girl. But in the scheme of things, he's not really that important to to anyone else. Right.
So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know. Again, her story's always been the one that's kind of bothered me. I'm not sure why she's still around.
Yeah, I thought it should have ended last season. Yeah. I thought she died, from ODing, and then that we wouldn't see her anymore.
But if she's going to be clean and sober, maybe that'll be more interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I want to talk about, too, this is a small scene, but I love the moments, well, I guess a couple scenes, with the Rothstein in this episode. Again, see, we didn't touch all the characters in this episode, but we got a good amount of characters, and I liked the conversation he had between his man, I guess, his hitman, whatever that guy was, the guy who works for him, and about gambling and how he's vulnerable now. I mean, before, when we first went in the first season,
he had this confidence because all his life he'd always won gambling.
Right? Yeah.
And now he's not, and once that confidence is broken, it's an easy way to start losing.
And he's like begging for money. I mean, he's come to Nucky like, "Hey, how much will you give me not to kill your boy here?" And Lucky's like, "Yeah, people would kill him for free." Like Mickey Doyle, you can just go ahead and kill Mickey. And then they had to make a deal. And Rothstein was just so happy he's going to get $100,000. I mean, he's that much in, I don't know how much debt he's in, but I mean, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's not making that much money.
No, and now his boys are doing, Meyer and, Lucky Luciano, who we didn't see this episode, but they're making their own moves now, starting to come up, which we know from history that's going to happen.
Yeah. So, it just seems like everything's starting to move now. We're going to have some sort of war going on in Chicago. Yeah. Capone wants to get under the shadow of his boss, Torrio. Right. Van Alden's going to factor into that somehow. Then we got this war between Chalky and Dr. Narcisse.
And we know Narcisse is going to go visit Lucky Luciano's boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know that's going to happen. So, I mean, there's all these pieces are moving together. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, and it looks like it starts next week when everything's going down.
Right.
And then also in the preview we see that Nucky finds out that Meyer and Lucky are moving heroin with the alcohol down in Florida.
Well, this is the thing with Boardwalk Empire, which I always appreciate, is we know the final 3 episodes are going to be where the bulk of the action is. And, the show can sometimes feel slow, but it's slow with a purpose. Like, it's going to get somewhere. It's like a big 13-hour movie. We were talking about Walking Dead earlier tonight, and that one sometimes is slow, but it's not a payoff.
No.
But in Boardwalk Empire, we're going to get a payoff.
It's going to be payoff. There's a lot of information, a lot of chess pieces moving, but in the end, it's all coming together. So I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. So let us know what you think. You can post your comments below on our website, thinkhero.com, or on our YouTube channel, Think Hero Pro. Make sure you subscribe to that.
You also come chat with us on Twitter. Check with Dennis, myself, at Think Hero. I'm at GriffinDE.
And we also have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/ThinkHeroFans. And also make sure you like that page. Share our video.
Yeah, give us likes.
Actually, last week, one of our viewers, Paul, he tweeted our video to Michael Kenneth Williams, who plays Chalky, and Omar from The Wire, who's on Boardwalk Empire. And he actually retweeted it.
Right, yeah, you never know who's watching.
Yeah, see, I'll post a picture right here. It shows him retweeting it. Yeah. All right, guys, thanks.